Hey guys, it's Megan and today I'm doing my January wrap-up. I read 10 books this month, which is like twice my original goal of I think 5, so I've done really good this month. That's like actually 2 books a week, so now I'll show you what I read. My first book is Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. I actually read most of this in December. But I read the last 100 pages in January, so it counts. It was a really good book. A lot of people like the Infernal Devices trilogy a lot better than the Mortal Instruments series. That's not the case with me. I didn't find this particularly awesome. I mean, it was a good trilogy, especially if you like Cassandra Clare, but it just was not nearly as good as the Mortal Instruments, but that's just my take on it. The second book I read was actually for my January TBR JAR challenge, and it is The Messengers by Jason Hall and Kelly Jones. My January challenge was to read a graphic novel, which this obviously is. This took me like 30 minutes to read. It was really easy. I really didn't like it though. Maybe graphic novels just aren't for me, but I plan to read more graphic novels this year. I just think that this one was a bad one because it was originally a movie and then they put it into graphic novel form and I just really did not like it. I think I actually gave it like 2 stars. So, yeah. My next book is The Shadowhunter Codex, also by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. This is a companion book to the Mortal Instruments series and the Infernal Devices trilogy. And if you've watched my earlier videos, I've already talked about it. I think I talked about it in my January TBR, so you should know what it's about. And I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. It was just really neat. A neat little insight into the Shadowhunter world. So yeah. Oh, and also it has a really pretty cover. I don't know if I've shown it to you, but the inside cover is like awesome. And it's on the other side too. I have no clue if you can even see that. Hope so. But yeah, I really liked it. And the artwork was really great. I also read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton for school. It was like a 200-page book, and a lot of you have probably already read it. It's like a modern classic. And it's about really just like social groups, like the poor people and the rich kids. So it was really good. I think I gave it 5 stars, and I've reviewed it on my blog, so you've probably already read it. Hope so. Anyway, my next book, sorry I'm on Goodreads here, just making sure. My next book is Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick, and it was freaking great. Like, literally my new favorite novel, standalone wise. If you have the ability to read this book. Just trust me, it is so great. The romance was great. I gave it 5 stars, obviously. It was just so awesome. It's like a mystery thriller type deal, and I don't want to say much because I don't want to give it away, but it was so good. So read it. The next book I read was my Goodreads group's book of December/January, and it was Matched by Ali Condi. I could sit here and talk all day about why I hated this book. And if you'll notice, I don't have it anymore because I donated the entire trilogy to my high school library. And I didn't even read the last 2 books. So I donated literally $40 worth of books to the library simply because I hated the first one that much. So we'll leave it at that. Next I read Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This is all the hype these days, so I'm sure you've heard of it. And it is really good. Maybe not as good as everyone makes it out to be, but it was still really good. It's like 450 pages, so it's a really big book. And just in case you haven't seen the cover, obviously that's pretty. But check this out. Is that not the neatest thing ever? If it wasn't too nerdy, I would totally hang that up in my room, but I gave this 5 stars, I'm pretty sure. If you have a best friend, read this book, and you will appreciate your best friend like a million times more. Trust me. The next 2 books that I read are the first 2 books in a very awesome trilogy, and if you haven't read it, I encourage you to read it, and they are The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer and The Evolution of Mara Dyer. I started these because one of my friends suggested them and said that it was like her favorite trilogy of all time. It is so good. When I finish a book, I usually leave like a pretty lengthy review on Goodreads, but for these, I literally just was like, holy crap. I think that was actually my review on this one, just holy crap. Like, there's literally nothing I can say about these other than read them. They are that good. They are like, this is my new favorite trilogy, and I haven't even read all of the 3rd book yet. So just trust a sister and read them. The last book I read this month is actually an ebook. It was a free ebook, and it is called How to Work for Yourself, 100 Ways to Make the Time, Energy, and Priorities to Start a Business, Book, or Blog by Brian Cohen. So I got a new Kindle, and I wanted to try out a free book just to see what the whole ebook thing was like. And it was really creative, some creative ways to jumpstart your business, book, or blog, and it was really helpful. There are a few things that I found myself doing now that I've read this to boost my blog. So those are the 10 books that I read in January, and now on to my February TBR. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Lux series. This is the first bind-up in the series, and it has Obsidian and Onyx, which are the first 2 books out of 5. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this. I finished reading this maybe November of last year, and for my birthday, my boss bought me the second bind-up and the 5th book, but they're not in yet. They're currently being shipped to her. So I don't have them, so I'm just going to show you this one. My first 3 books on my TBR for this month are the 3rd, 4th, and 5th books in this series, and they're called Opal, Origin, and Opposition. I don't think I'm going to talk much about this series and save it for my February wrap-up because I'll have a lot to say about it. I loved these 2 books, and I can't wait to read the next 3. But for now, I'm going to leave it at that. Next book on my February TBR I don't have yet, and it is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. A lot of you have probably heard of it. It just got released last month, and my Goodreads group is reading it for the month of February. I have not yet ordered it, but I'm going to in the next few days, and I will post a review on it on Book Lounge blog after I finish it. My 5th book was also a January release, and it is called Fairest by Marissa Meyer. It is a companion novel for the Lunar Chronicles, Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, and the upcoming winter. It came out January 27th, I'm pretty sure, and I ordered it that day and got it in the 30th, so I'm pretty excited to read it. It's only like 200 pages, so I should fly through it. This is the story of the evil queen, kind of like her backstory, so it should be really interesting. And my 6th book that I want to read this month is The Retribution of Mara Dyer. As you can see, I've already started it, and I plan to finish it sometime this week because it is so good. This is the final book in the Mara Dyer trilogy, and it's been great so far. Like, you guys, seriously. I know I said it before, but read this trilogy. It is so good, and it leaves you guessing the entire time. Like, you literally have no clue what's going on until this book. And that may not sound fun, but it is. Oh, and a funny story about this book. So, I started it last night, and I opened it up to this page, and I was like, what is this? A signature. My mom got me this for Christmas, and I was like, hey Mom, was there like a sticker on here that said signed copy that you may have peeled off? And she was like, no, I don't think so. And then I told my friend about it, and she said, well, my copy's signed too. That's weird. So I don't know what the deal is. Maybe she just signed all the copies of this. I really don't know, but I thought that was pretty cool. So that was my January wrap-up and my February TBR, and I almost forgot. Time for the TBR jar challenge. So if you're not familiar with the TBR jar challenge, I did it last month. Basically, I pick 1 slip of paper per month, and it has some kind of reading challenge for that month. And like I said, January's was Treat a Graphic Novel, and I did that. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and pick one and tell you what I'm going to read for it. So let's go. February's TBR jar challenge is read a book by an author you've never read before. This one should be easy since I'm ordering The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black, and I've never read anything by her before. So I'll just let that count for this challenge. I can't believe this is already the 2nd month of 2015. Like, it feels like it's flying by. I'm really proud of myself so far as the reading stuff goes, because my goal for this year is 75 books, and I've already got like 10 read, so that's like what, a 7.5? I don't know. I don't know why I'm still holding this up. I'm just gonna put it down. I will be back shortly with my birthday book haul. I received like 20 books for my birthday, so I'll be showing all of them to you guys. And that will be up as soon as all my books come in, because some people's still haven't come in, like the Lux series. So maybe next week. I'll see you then. Bye.